Hey YouTube. Hello, my beauty scoopins. It's Jovi Beauty, and welcome back to the Jovi B show. Today is a very special day because Mother's Day. And I'm not really gonna be making another video today. I'm about to go out with my daughter in a little bit, but I wanted to come on here and just say a couple of words to my mama. Y'all know my mama. She always in here in the comments or whatever. Somebody the other day y'all asked me what I was drinking and I was all stuck and stuff. Like, you know, what's the best thing my mama ever told me? I don't know. I want to tell y'all a story, but a couple of stories. But I want to just tell you the best thing my mother told me, the most important thing that my mama ever told me. And it's been constant in our lives and in my life now too, that I have a daughter, is to do better than her in life. I don't get emotional. Y'all think I do, but I don't. I'm real stern and shit. So, but this is important. So I just want to tell y'all a little bit about my mama. Y'all hear all the time, she gonna come up here when she comes up for my daughter's graduation. But I just wanted to tell y'all a little bit about my mama. My mother, as you all know, was born in Panama, right? Because we're all Panamanian or whatever. I was born here in Brooklyn. My mother was born in Panama, and her mother died when she was a little girl, right? All of my mother's sisters, just about all of the other kids, were sent up to America when they were babies, when they were like 5 and under. Everyone had opportunity to come here, go to school here, learn, do all of that. My mother didn't have that opportunity. She wasn't raised with her mother. It was difficult for her. My mother was able to come up here because of her sister when she was like 18 or so, because like I said, she had a very hard life, and she promised herself that she would never have babies in Panama because she didn't want to put them through the hardship of, being born in a third world country. So my mother came up here when she was like 18 or 19 or so. She had me when she was like 22. And it was hard for her. I'm going to say, because, I just said my mother wasn't really raised. She wasn't raised with a mother. So she had to learn how to be a mother. And I learned with her since I was her firstborn child. You know how they say, your first child, your girl child, especially if it's a girl child, know you better than damn near than you know yourself. I know my daughter probably knows me way better than I know myself. My mother, even though, she had my dad to lean on in certain things, my mother really had to work hard to take care of us. My mother taught me that I was beautiful, that I was worth something, even when I thought I wasn't. When I was a little girl, y'all see me with my glasses. I had big ass glasses, boy, and I thought I was so fucking ugly. My mother used to like pull me and tell me how beautiful I was, even when I didn't recognize it. My mother gave me so many examples of self-worth and self-respect. When I was a little girl, I had this stepfather. She was married to him for a long time. He was good. He was always good to us. But they used to get into stuff, and he used to treat her a little, badly. And we were in a very good position, We were in a very good position in life. But my mother decided that, self-respect was more important than having shit. That's why I feel, I guess to an extent, why I am the way I am. I love things, but I could never like sell my soul for some shit. My mother went and, left my stepdad and went on to work and, made sure she was able to provide for her children. Like I said, she wasn't born here. She didn't know nothing about nothing. She didn't really know anything about no schools. Her English wasn't all that too great, especially when I was young. But she worked hard all the time. My mama worked hard until now, y'all. She's a whole electrician. Y'all want to know what my mama do? She's a whole electrician. She worked hard her whole life to make sure she was able to take care of and provide for her children. My mother made sure we were always protected. My mother dated a lot of guys because she was beautiful. My mother's gorgeous. You think I'm pretty? Look, I posted a picture now. Look at what she used to look like. Imagine what she used to look like when she was my age, when she was 20. My mother didn't bring nobody into our home. There would be times that my mother would date people and, kids are just nosy and, you just figure out and you just know. But I never had anybody come into my home. Nobody's in my life has ever touched me. Nobody in my life has ever, did anything to me. I've never watched no man do anything disrespectful to my mother. She wouldn't allow it. When I was going through the hardest times in my life, my mother was always there for me. I told y'all when I was a teenager, I used to do a whole bunch of crazy shit. There was a part in my life when I didn't speak to my dad. I didn't speak to my dad for like a couple of years. He was mad at me. And them Tauruses, they're hard-headed. And I'm a Scorpio, so I'm stubborn. And we didn't speak for a couple of years. And I remember, because when I was young, I really used to think, well, I got my dad, my mother was just so hard on me. But now I realize that she was trying to mold me, just like I do my daughter. She think I'm hard on her all the time, but I'm trying to like mold her and teach her how to be a woman, how to stand on your own 2 feet, how to be gracious and beautiful while doing it, how to take care of a family. I used to be so upset having to take care of my brothers, having to take care of everything, but it taught me how to not fall under pressure, how to not waver, how to not, break. I consider myself unbreakable. And I get that from her because she allowed nothing to break her. She allowed not having the opportunities that all her other siblings were given, never to break her or put her in a lesser position. Anyway, I remember when I got arrested back in the day. I swore to God, because at that time, me and my dad wasn't speaking, and he was very upset that I was, in this situation. Plus, he worked in law enforcement, so you already know how that go. He was very upset. And I remember thinking like, I'm screwed. I'm by myself. And at this time, I'm a teenager. Teenage girls and their mamas always fighting all the damn time. And when I tell y'all that my mama came through in ways that I never thought that she would, she did. She always made sure, even when I felt like I was alone, to never make me actually be alone. Thank you. I don't know why I'm crying. I don't like to think about things like this because it brings out the emotions in me. Because I don't really know what I would ever do without my mother. I ignore her a lot. There were times when I wouldn't even speak to my mother for like weeks and months at a time. But if something was to ever happen to my mom's, I don't even know what I would do. I think that would break me. She supports me when nobody else supports me. My mama believed in me since the day I was born. My mother told me how amazing I was forever. I tell y'all, I've never thought that I couldn't do anything because she told me my whole life since I was a little girl how smart I was, how anything I want in life, I was going to do it, how stubborn I am, and that I had in me to achieve anything I wanted to do. And I believed it. Through all the craziness I've been through in my life, I've always believed in myself because she did. She always believed in me. No matter how many bad decisions I made. No matter when I was married to an asshole and literally spoke to her like once every 6 months or a year, she still had my back. She never just said, oh, well. She always defended me. Mother would die for me. People say that. But it's true. She would. I could depend on my moms. But I can't depend on nobody in this world. And I don't depend on nobody in this world but her. I know that when my mother says something, she follows through. She never disappoints me my whole life, even when I'm angry at her. I know I could call my moms and she'll make it all right. When I left my ex-husband and I had to leave New York, I had to run, guys. We ain't talking about that. I had to run. I ran to my mother. And I knew I'd be safe once I got there. I knew I'd be okay. I know she wouldn't let nothing happen to me. I knew that she would heal me. We fought because, two grown women can't be in the house, But she took care of me and she healed me and she made me okay and she built me back up so I could be able to come back to New York and be strong. So I could be able to be strong for not only myself, but for the new baby I had. She protected me from my ex-husband because he knew he could have come down near my mama. He's still mad at my mama. So yeah, I don't want to make this video long. I just wanted to tell y'all a couple things about my moms so y'all can understand why I'm so resilient. I have to be resilient. I come from a woman who was left in a third world country and raised by people who could have done without her. I was raised by a woman who was resilient and who stood strong and who made sure she would make something of her life and made sure she pushed her kids to do something and make something of their lives. Who loved us unconditionally, no matter what we did. Who created, in my opinion, I'm going to say this, I don't care, the most decent children I know. Because I'm decent as fuck. And even my brother, who is a little criminal, he is one of the most upstanding human beings you will ever meet. She created children who don't lie, children who are decent human beings to other people. Most people can't do this. Most people sit up and say, kids do what they want to. Kids do what they want to do. But when you have someone who is guiding you on trying to the best of their ability. You heard me say my mama ain't had no mama. She didn't know how to be a mama, but she figured it out and she worked and she did what she had to do. There was no excuses of why she didn't do things. I never in my life heard, well, I didn't have a mama, so no. She figured out what she had to do. She wasn't perfect. Nobody's fucking perfect. I'm unperfect all the damn time. But she loved us and she worked hard for us her whole fucking life. My mama bust her ass her whole fucking life to make sure that we were taken care of. She didn't drop the ball when I went to jail, or the million times my brother done been in and out of jail. She didn't say fuck us. She didn't throw us to the side. She didn't, when I told y'all she moved to Atlanta and I was over the age of, legality, she didn't just leave me in New York and say, well, you 18, now you 19, you're going to have to do what you're going to have to do. No, she didn't do that. She made sure I had a roof over my head. She always makes sure her children are taken care of. We big and grown now and in our 30s, and she still makes sure that her children are taken care of. So that's what my mama taught me. My mother taught me to be strong no matter what. That life is going to hit you with a whole bunch of fuck shit that you didn't ask for. But you can't waver. You can't break. You can't fall. When shit get hard, you can't panic. People who panic die. That's something else my mother said. You can't panic. You got to work through it. You got to figure it out. You got to make it happen. And then you panic after. After the shit passed, then you panic. I call my mother Mother Dearest. If you're American, you probably know where that come from. My mother didn't know where it came from. I tell you, I was an angry little bitch at my mama when I was little. You know how girls are. She transformed that word, that phrase, from the mother that you just look at like, oh, you get on my damn nerves, to literally what it was supposed to be. I don't know what I would ever do without my moms. And I hope I never have to find out. All right. I'm done. I'm done. So I want to give a shout out to Melly. Okay. The most amazing mother I know. I don't always say that. I'm always complaining. My brothers be complaining. But them two boys love the hell out of their mama. Some two mama's boys. Them boys fight each other over my mama. And she is who I want to be when I get older. A better virgin, because that's what she say. If I ain't better than her, then what the rise? But I want to be strong like her. I want to be able to not let life knock me down. Nothing in life will ever be able to knock me down. It has never knocked my mama down. And if it can't knock my mama down, it sure as fuck can't knock me down. So I love you, mommy. Forever, always.